Hello, my crafty friends. This is Mary. You're watching Cardz TV. We'll be making another Valentine's card today using Doodle Charms. This is an oldie but a goodie. And a newer cartridge, Teddy Bear Parade, which is lots of fun. I really love that one. For our sentiments, we'll be using two of my Cardz TV stamp sets. This is Happy Days. This has got lots of sentiments to use throughout the year, starting with Happy. So we'll use Happy Valentine's Day. And this one that coordinates really well with that Teddy Bear Parade cartridge, this one's called Very Sweet. And we'll be using I Love You Very Much. For our card base, we'll be using some ivory cardstock. And I've cut this at 5.5 by 8.5, and this will make an A2 size card. So we're going to score it at 4.25 and get that folded, and use our bone folder to make a nice sharp crease. And this gives us a 4.25 by 5.5 inch card. We're going to open it from the side. To go on our ivory card base, I've cut some red cardstock. This is basil, and this is called pomegranate. This is really pretty. It's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And to layer on top of that, I have some ivory and black polka dots. This is tiny little polka dots, and this cardstock is from Recollections. I'm going to go ahead and adhere these two together. This is 4 by 5.25. And I've got a border that's going to go across here, so we'll add that before we put that on our ivory card base. Let me grab my ATG gun and get this put together. Now, for the border, I took some more ivory cardstock, and I used this Martha Stewart Lacy Heart border punch. And I've punched this out down at the bottom. And this ivory cardstock, let's see, it ended up being about 1.5 inches. Of course, I think I cut it at 1 3/4 inches or maybe 2 inches before I cut the little heart border. And on top of that, we've got this really, really cute paper. It's got a red background and all these cute little ivory hearts on it. And it came from this Recollections matte stack with love. And this came from Michael's. And I've cut this at 1 1/8 inches. And it's going to end up going across here. So it's probably going to be about 4 1/8 inches. I'm going to go ahead and adhere these together. And I want to line up my hearts right across here so that they're even. And then I'll flip it over and trim the sides off on the back. But first I'll get these adhered together. And I'll just put some ATG tape across the bottom and line this up with my little heart border. Now I've got the border on. I lined up the heart so that it came out evenly on the sides, and then I just trimmed it off. And we can go ahead now and get this on our ivory card base. And then I'll show you what's going on here from Teddy Bear Parade. It is so stinking cute. Now our card base is all ready. From the Teddy Bear Parade cartridge, I went ahead and got my bear cut out and assembled, and I cut the bear at 3.5 inches. Then I came down here to the 4th cut, which is the Cupid, and I cut the wings and the bow and arrow and all the accessories for the little Cupid bear also at 3.5 inches, and got him all put together. And look how adorable he is. I just love him. And I did ink around his wings just a little bit with some Tim Holtz Tea Dye Distress ink because they're ivory and I wanted them to stand out against the background. I've got him on 2 thicknesses of foam tape, and I'm going to put him right there about in the center. Then from the Doodle Charms cartridge, I use that same cute little red and ivory heart paper, and I cut a couple of little hearts, and I use this heart right here. I didn't use this lacy one, but this one up at the top, and this heart is on page 85. And I cut 2 of each because we're going to do the inside too. So I cut 1 at 1 inch. Excuse me, I cut 2 at 1 inch and 2 at 3/4 of an inch. And I've already put a button on. We're going to put the 3/4 of an inch heart up here in this corner. And it's on 2 thicknesses of foam tape. And down here, before I put this one on, I stamped my sentiment, "I love you very much," and one end of it I cut like a little flag or a little banner. I'm going to add that, and then this little heart is going to go right across that top edge. Just like that. And I've added a button to this heart as well. Now I'm going to get this all adhered down, and then we're going to do the inside of our card. Here's the front of our card all adhered down. I think it turned out so cute. Now let's do the inside. For the inside, I cut another black and white polka dotted mat, and this mat is 3.5 by 4.5. Then I've got another red mat, and this is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. For my sentiment mat, I took some more of that ivory cardstock, and I used the Martha Stewart border punch on the bottom of this as well, and I cut this ivory sentiment mat at 3 inches by 4 inches. I'm going to layer these together and put this on my black and white polka dotted mat. And here is my other 1-inch heart, and it's going to go right there. And then this is the 3/4 inch heart, and it's going right down here. And that leaves you plenty of room to sign your name, write an additional sentiment, whatever you'd like to do. So I'm going to get this adhered down. Then we'll take a final look at our little Cupid Valentine card. Here's the finished little teddy bear Cupid card, and I think it's so adorable. He's just the sweetest little bear. And here's the inside. Happy Valentine's Day. I stamped my sentiments with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I've got these little hearts on 1 thickness of foam tape. I just love the way it turned out. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye now.